Imagine telling someone I am very tired, and they respond with, "Congratulations." A bit puzzling, right? That's the charm of learning English. Picture this. A bright-eyed language learner, after a grueling day, tells his friend, "I'm so fired today," instead of tired. The friend, baffled yet amused, claps and cheekily says, "Well done, what did you do?" This delightful mix-up not only breaks the ice, but highlights the quirky hurdles of language learning. So if you've ever found yourself in a similarly puzzling scenario, stick around to figure out just where you stand with your English skills. Starting off, it's like being a tourist with a map, but no street signs. At the beginner level, the world of English might seem just as puzzling. Beginners typically grasp the basics, a modest stockpile of vocabulary words essential for daily interactions. Think hello, thank you, and where's the bathroom? In constructing sentences, simplicity is key. It's like building with basic blocks. I am happy, or she has a cat, are good examples of the straightforward structures that dominate this stage. Mistakes? Oh, they're part of the parcel. Mixing up he and she, or jumbling tenses are common missteps as the rules of grammar are still becoming familiar. Yet, the focus remains clear, to communicate effectively in everyday situations. Whether it's ordering a cup of coffee or asking for directions, the aim is to get the point across, even if it's not perfectly polished. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. Knowing simple phrases and questions is the first step on your English journey. You can catch the gist of a conversation, but finer details might still feel like they're written in invisible ink. Welcome to the intermediate plateau of language learning. This elusive stage is much like being a detective in a bustling city. You've mastered the basics, can navigate through daily dialogues, and perhaps even charm a local or two with your proficiency in English. Yet, there's a persistent feeling that the full picture eludes you. At this level, routine conversations become more manageable. You're no longer fumbling for words in a casual chat or a straightforward transaction. It's like having a reliable map in a familiar town. But what about those off-the-map interactions? That's where the challenge lies. You start to expand your vocabulary, not just with more words, but with more nuanced ones. Each new term is like picking up a new tool for your linguistic toolkit. Suddenly, you're not just saying happy, you're exploring the subtleties of content, pleased or even elated. Expressing personal opinions becomes less daunting too. You're beginning to share your thoughts on everything from politics to pizza toppings, engaging in debates and discussions that add layers to your conversational ability. But, as with any journey, there are hurdles. Sometimes, complex grammar structures and idiomatic expressions can make you feel like you're trying to read the wind. It's a mix of thrilling progress and frustrating stagnation. At this stage, you're paddling comfortably in English waters, yet sometimes you might need a life jacket for deeper dives. Now you're not just surviving, you're thriving, engaging in debates, and maybe even catching the local idioms. Welcome to the realm of advanced English proficiency, where the language barrier is not just crossed, but completely dismantled. At this stage, you're no longer grappling with basic grammar or vocabulary. Instead, you're diving deep into complex topics, expressing thoughts with precision and flair. Imagine discussing the intricate themes of a classic English novel, or explaining the subtleties of a policy debate. You're doing all this with ease, often employing idiomatic expressions that even native speakers praise. The advanced level is not just about understanding language, it's about mastering it, playing with words like a skilled musician plays notes. You can effortlessly switch between formal and informal registers, understanding and conveying not just the words, but the cultural context behind them. This is where language becomes an art form, and you, an artist. If you're at this level, you're likely the one teaching the nuances and puns of English to others. Here, English is not just something you know, it's a part of who you are. When you're at the proficiency prodigy level, your command of the language is profound. You navigate through complex ideas, intricate policies, and nuanced discussions with the ease of a native speaker. Imagine being able to switch between the colloquial banter at a bustling Sydney cafe to expertly debating climate change policies at an international conference, all without missing a beat. This level of English fluency means you can tailor your language for any audience, purpose, or context. Your vocabulary is extensive and your understanding of idiomatic expressions is robust. At this stage, you're not just responding accurately, but initiating conversations, influencing outcomes, and perhaps even teaching others. You're capable of using English spontaneously, flexibly, and effectively for social, academic, and professional purposes alike. It's about being so comfortable with the language that it becomes an extension of your thoughts. Reaching this level means you're often indistinguishable from a native speaker. It's the peak of the English learning mountain. Now that we've journeyed through the different stages, do any of these levels sound like where you're at? Let's take a quick recap. Starting off, we have the beginner's bounce. Here you're just dipping your toes into the vast ocean of English, grasping the basic phrases and sentences. It's like learning to ride a bike with training wheels. Next, the intermediate plateau. You're comfortable, but perhaps a bit too comfortable. You can handle everyday conversations and understand the gist of what's being said in English, yet the nuances often slip by. It's like jogging on a flat path. It's steady but doesn't quite challenge you anymore. Then, there's the advanced adventures. At this level, you're exploring the intricate hills and valleys of the language. You appreciate subtleties and can express complex ideas. However, you might still stumble over tricky grammar or sophisticated vocabulary. Think of it as mountain biking on an uneven trail. And finally, the proficiency prodigy. If you're here, you're essentially sailing through the language with a strong command over nuances, idioms, and cultural references. English feels almost as comfortable as your native tongue. To find out where you stand, try engaging with native speakers, take proficiency tests, or self-assess by comparing your abilities in different situations. If you wish to improve, consider setting specific goals. For beginners, focus on building a robust vocabulary foundation. Intermediates might dive into more complex texts or conversations. Advanced learners could refine their understanding of cultural nuances and idioms. Understanding your current level is the key to setting realistic goals and making progress in your English learning adventure. Keep challenging yourself, and who knows, maybe one day you'll be the one making jokes in English. And that's a wrap on our journey through the English proficiency levels. Understanding where you stand in your English language abilities isn't just about filling out a self-assessment chart. It's about setting clear, achievable goals for improvement. Whether you're starting from the basics or polishing up your near-native skills, every step forward is a leap towards better communication and understanding. Remember, language learning is a continuous adventure, one that expands your world in every direction. Thanks for tuning in. Keep practicing, keep learning, and maybe next time, you'll be the one explaining the jokes.